Commander Zalthor's three eyes widened as the sensor data scrolled across his command display. The Crythian Armada, 200 warships strong, had entered human space with absolute confidence. Intelligence reports had been clear. Humanity was a young species barely 3 centuries into space travel. Their weapons were primitive, their ships fragile. This would be a simple conquest. "Sir, we're detecting a massive gravitational anomaly," his sensor officer chirped, her mandibles clicking nervously. It's enormous. Larger than anything in our databases." Zalthor's confidence wavered for just a moment. The Crythian Empire had conquered 47 star systems. They had faced the war fleets of the Dendari Collective, the bioships of the Essence Swarm, even the quantum vessels of the Transcendent Minds. Nothing had ever given them pause. "Visual confirmation," he ordered. The main display flickered to life, and every being on the bridge fell silent. It emerged from behind Earth's moon like a mountain given life. The Titan-class warship Prometheus was unlike anything the galaxy had ever witnessed. Where Crythian ships were elegant curves of biometallic compounds, and Dendari vessels were crystalline works of art, the human warship was a statement of brutal, uncompromising purpose. 15 kilometers long, 4 kilometers wide, its hull was matte black, absorbing sensor scans like a void in space. Thousands of weapon ports dotted its surface like the scales of some ancient predator. Massive engines, each the size of a Crythian cruiser, glowed with barely contained fusion fire. "By the old gods," Zalthor whispered. His communications officer turned to him, her skin flushing the purple of fear. "Sir, we're receiving a transmission. Audio only. In our language. Play it." A human voice, calm and almost bored, filled the bridge. "Crythian Fleet. This is Captain Sarah Chen of the United Earth Defense Force warship Prometheus. You have entered human territory with hostile intent. You have one opportunity to withdraw. You have 30 seconds to comply." Zalthor's warrior pride flared. Replied, "Tell them we are the Crythian Empire. We do not retreat. We do not surrender. And we certainly don't take orders from..." The Prometheus fired a single shot. It wasn't aimed at the fleet. The railgun slug, accelerated to 30% light speed, struck a barren moon orbiting a nearby gas giant. The moon didn't explode. It simply ceased to exist, transformed into an expanding cloud of superheated plasma and debris. The shockwave registered on sensors across the fleet. Zalthor's tactical display showed the kinetic energy release, enough to sterilize a planet. From one shot, and the Prometheus had thousands of those guns. "Time's up," Captain Chen's voice returned. "Since you're still here, I'm going to assume you want a demonstration of what humanity builds when we get angry." The Titan-class warship rotated slowly, presenting its broadside to the Crythian fleet. Weapon ports opened like the eyes of a waking god. Energy readings spiked across the spectrum. Railguns, plasma cannons, missile tubes, particle beams, weapons the Crythian sensors couldn't even identify. "Defense Fleet, this is Zalthor," he said, his voice steady despite the terror gripping his hearts. "Prepare for..." The Prometheus opened fire. It wasn't a barrage. It wasn't even a battle. It was an erasure. Railgun slugs tore through Crythian shields like they weren't there, punching through hulls with contemptuous ease. Plasma bolts, each one containing the output of a small star, vaporized entire destroyers. Missiles with AI guidance systems hunted down fleeing ships, their warheads splitting into dozens of submunitions that found every weak point in Crythian armor. And through it all, the Prometheus didn't move. It simply rotated slowly, methodically eliminating targets with the precision of a surgeon and the brutality of a sledgehammer. Zalthor watched 20 ships die in the first 10 seconds, 50 more in the next 30. His fleet, his proud armada, was being dismantled like toys in the hands of an angry child. "Full retreat!" he screamed. "Emergency jump. All ships escape Vector Alpha." "Negative," Captain Chen's voice cut through his panic. "I'm afraid I can't let you leave yet. We need to make sure the message is clear." Space around the Crythian fleet rippled. Massive gravity well generators hidden in the debris field of the destroyed moon activated. Every ship trying to engage their faster-than-light drives found themselves locked in real space, pinned like insects on a board. "You see," Chen continued, her voice still terrifyingly calm, "humanity spent a very long time killing each other. We got very, very good at it. Then we stopped, looked at the stars, and asked ourselves a question. What if someone out there wants to do to us what we did to each other?" Another volley. Another 30 ships gone. The Crithian fleet was down to less than 100 now, so we built the Titans. 6 of them, one for each populated human world. We poured every nightmare, every lesson learned in blood, every innovation born of desperation into these ships. The Prometheus alone carries more firepower than your entire fleet, and she has 5 sisters. 70 ships, 60, 50. Stand down your weapons, Chen commanded. Now. Zalthor's fingers moved across the console, deactivating every weapon system in his flagship. Across what remained of his fleet, others did the same. Good, now you're going to jump back to your empire. You're going to tell them what you saw here. You're going to tell them that humanity doesn't want war, but if war comes to us, we will not fight fair. We will not show mercy. We will unleash hell itself. The gravity wells deactivated. Zalthor didn't hesitate. All ships emergency jump. Retreat to home space now. As his ship tore through the fabric of space, fleeing for their lives, Zalthor took one last look at the sensor display. The Prometheus hung in space like a monument to human ingenuity and human fury. Perfectly still, perfectly patient, waiting. When the Crithian survivors returned home, they brought with them sensor logs, tactical data, and a message that would reshape galactic politics forever. Humanity had entered the stage, and they had brought with them weapons that made gods tremble. The Galactic Council would debate for years whether to classify the Titan-class ships as warships or weapons of mass destruction. In the end, they settled on a new category: deterrent. No species ever attacked human space again, and in Earth orbit, Captain Sarah Chen filed her after-action report, checked her weapon systems, and waited for the next threat that would be foolish enough to test humanity's resolve.